Everybody, it's Marty Friedman. This is Backstage Access, and this is where the real show begins.
Hi, this is Chris with Backstage Access, and we have guitar virtuoso Marty Friedman here with us today. Welcome, Marty.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Marty. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine. How about yourself?
Good. So let's talk about the latest record, One Bad MF Live. What was kind of behind your decision to release a live album this time out?
Well, it's the longest time I've had the same lineup in my band, and the chemistry in my band is just absolutely amazing. It's like freakishly cool. And every time we've been touring together with this band almost 5 years now. And every night, so much fun stuff happens, so much crazy stuff happens that I wanted to get a proper document of us and just have it for posterity and make a live album out of it, so everybody could hear what it's all about. And we don't really get everywhere in the whole world when we tour. We usually tour around 70 or 80 shows a year at the most, so we wanted to have a live album for the people who can't come see us.
Absolutely.
And really, I just wanted a document of it.
Cool. Now, this was recorded at the last show from the Wall of Sound tour in Mexico City. Now, Did you decide that ahead of time? How does that work? Or do you record at a couple different shows and then choose? How did that happen?
This time we just recorded one show, and we did it in Mexico City because the engineer I wanted to use lives in Nashville, and that was the closest place on the tour. And they had a great remote facility in Mexico City. And, but any show would have been equally as cool. The audience on that South America, Latin America was absolutely fantastic, and they were such stars of the show, so to speak. And my band just completely outshines me on every show, and Mexico was no different. So it was really logistics why we chose that show, but any show of the tour would have been just as fun.
And I know you said you wanted to kind of have this on record for posterity and kind of capture what you're doing, but what in particular about a live performance were you really wanting to capture so that people who, like you said, can't get out to the shows and see you can kind of get a feel for what it's all about?
I think it's the pacing that happens when we are interacting with the audience that you can really hear on this live album. The audience participates in the show just about as much as we do, and there's a lot of parts where we stop and let them kind of conduct us, so to speak, and you kind of have to hear it to know what I'm talking about, but the audience plays a big part, and we're just kind of hamming out all the time, really. We're not just making a recital of the music and playing it as it is on the CD. We kind of improvise things every night a little bit differently and adjusting to how the crowd is reacting to us. And they really play a part in how we play, and that's something you can definitely pick up on the record, I believe.
And now you're back in the States touring right now. How has that been going so far?
It's great. I'm literally on the road as we speak in between Houston and Austin, Texas.
Awesome.
And tonight's going to be our 8th show, and they just keep getting better, and the band is fantastic and bringing the Tokyo energy to America, so to speak.
Now, you've mentioned the band, and you've been with them, you said, about 5 years now, the same guys?
Yeah.
Can you tell us exactly who and how you guys kind of first got together? How did they come about to being in your band?
All right. I've been touring on my solo stuff since the early 2000s, and I've had several fantastic lineups. But once I released the album Inferno, I got the lineup that we have today, and that's Chargy on drums, Kiyoshi on bass, and Jordan on guitar. And they're really just superstars, really. I mean, if you look at any one of them, you know that they could never have a second job. The only job they could ever be is rock gods. Doesn't look like they're moonlighting in a bank on the weekends, you know what I mean? They're really the real deal, and we just have a great family type of chemistry, and everybody plays so incredibly well, and they really outshine me every night, make me try to do my best, but it's a fun group, and we just gravitated towards each other as it works out whenever you have a good chemistry in a band.
Awesome. Now, with this run here in the States, what can fans expect when they come out to a show? Are you playing kind of what was on the live album or mixing it up a little bit?
We're playing pretty much the whole live album.
Okay.
We play much more because the live album is 80 minutes and our show is about 2 hours and sometimes over 2 hours. Like
okay.
Last night in Houston, Encores got us into like 2 hours, 15 minutes territory, and we just love to play, and as long as they'll have us, we're going to keep shoving it down everybody's throats.
Awesome. Now, being that that's a long time out on the stage, and it's the four of you guys every night doing that, how do you keep that energy level between the band members and the audience going each and every night?
I really don't know. I mean, I really wish I knew, because in the daytime, you'd never know because everybody's so chilled, but as soon as we step on stage, it becomes a complete, like an explosion of energy that happens, and I think it's just because we all really, really sincerely love what we do, and we appreciate that people are coming to see what we do, and that turns into some kind of gasoline for us for some reason. As soon as we start the first song, it's like a really electrical experience, and I don't know how to explain it, but it happens.
Awesome. Magic, a little bit of magic.
Magic, yeah.
Now, are you working on any new music? When might we expect a new studio album?
No, not for a while.
Okay.
I'm going to keep touring for a while, and then we'll start on that. I have tons of material already, but Wall of Sound was such an intense effort. It took forever to make. And I want to enjoy playing it for people for a while, and then go back into the studio.
Understood. Now, I did read from your publicist a little bit about, now I know you've been living in Japan for a long time now, but you have recently gotten quite a few accolades and honors, and I wanted to ask you about receiving the title Ambassador of Japanese Heritage. If you could tell me a little bit about that, how that kind of all came about.
Well, the government of Japan appointed me Ambassador of Japan Heritage, which basically means I'm kind of a liaison to information along about the insides of Japan and what it's really like, and some of the places and things and concepts, and basically things I would be doing anyway, really. Wherever I go, people tend to come to me and ask me about Japan and ask me real detailed things about what it's like being in Japan, and I guess for some odd reason the government picked up on that to make that an official thing. You know, I'm just a rock and roll guitar player from the East Coast, and it just floored me. It just really floored me, and I've done a lot of events in Japan related to that. I'm going to play the Tokyo Marathon opening ceremony for the third year in a row in March.
Awesome.
Just really exciting things, and
Now, you also did some work with the Tokyo Philharmonic and came up with the Japan Heritage theme song. How did that whole project kind of come about? Did the government ask you to do that?
Literally, yes. They literally asked me to come up with a song to officially be the theme song for Japan Heritage. And what Japan Heritage is, it's, how do you explain it? It's like, right now, it's like 39 different either places, things, or concepts, cultural art things about Japan that get voted by the government as Japan Heritage. And like certain places, certain shrines, certain theatrical things. And they wanted a song that kind of officially would be the theme song for that, to be used at events and to be put in textbooks for kids in their music school and stuff. And they asked me to write it and collaborate with the Philharmonic with it. And just blew my mind to do it. And so Didn't give me a lot of time though. They gave me some more time. They were like, I was honored to do it, but it was like 5 nights of no sleep and arranging and writing and recording.
Wow.
It just came out beautifully. I'm really, really pleased with it.
Awesome. Very much an honor. Now, I know that next year the Olympics are going to be in Tokyo, so do you think that you'll have any role to play as far as that goes, or maybe a performance at the games?
I am so working towards that.
Okay.
A lot of things are leading towards it, but you can never know. And there's only so many things that wind up actually being in the Olympics, you know. But I might either do something related to the Olympics or alongside the Olympics, or that's like one of my biggest goals. Actually, my biggest goal in life is to have my music played for a figure skating competition, which is a kind of a strange goal for someone who's known as a heavy metal guitar player. But I'm getting close to that, and I've definitely got the songs that are suitable for it. And I've actually done some work with Olympic skaters in my day, but yet to have my music played in that type of arena, and that's what I really want.
Oh, that would be really awesome. That would be very cool. And I think a lot of skaters in the last decade or so have branched out and really gotten away from, you know, typical classical or traditional musical type things to skate with. So hey, you never know. It could come sooner than you think.
Would love it.
Now, being that you've been in Japan for so long, how do you feel that that's affected your music and what you create musically?
Well, anything that happens in anyone's life finds its way into the music.
Sure.
Living in a different culture that I grew up from, and living in a different language and different manners and different ways of working and relating to people has doubtlessly colored my music some way, and I feel it's in a much, much richer and more positive way than anything I've done before. I've made more musical growth in my last few albums than ever, so I can't complain. But you know, there's a lot of eras in my career, and I know that fans don't care about the content of the music as much as what it means to them personally, and I get that, and what's going on in their lives when they're discovering music. So if you like any era of my career, I'm equally as pleased. But as the guy making music, I'm just most proud of my last couple albums.
Awesome. And I did get a chance to listen, you know, to the live album, and it's very well done. And you said that you had, you know, the collaboration in mind because of the sound engineer. And I think for a live album, a lot of them don't really capture what you're looking for. And I think this one did a really good job of that. So it's awesome. And I
Thank you very much.
hope everybody gets a chance to check it. Now, one last question I had for you is, when people come out to see you play, and I know, like you said, maybe somebody wants to hear a certain song from back in the day, or maybe they're not as open to the new music, but for somebody who has never seen you play before, what is the one thing that you would kind of like them to take away from the experience of coming to one of your shows?
Great question. I want everybody leaving the show feeling happy and feeling like they just got a huge jolt of positive energy, something that will last for a little while. I mean, I remember when I was a kid going to concerts, I just waited and waited for those 2 hours
Right.
in the concert, and then those 2 hours in the concert kind of kept me going for the next couple months till the next concert. And the better the concert was, the more energy I received from the concert. You know, it kept me going, and I want to give people that feeling and just leave them with a huge jolt of positive energy, and give them positiveness all over. You know, just give them some feels.
Awesome. Well, I wish you nothing but the best of luck with the tour, and hopefully we'll get a chance to check out one of these dates stateside. And of course, I'll be on the lookout in 2020 to see if we see you on TV during any part of the games. That would be great as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support.